So the series of workshops started looking at this idea of democratizing security because the debate, to our mind, has been one very much restrained to political elites, to the armed forces, without fully engaging European citizens. And that's very problematic because we are asking European citizens to somehow step up to a world that is changing rapidly and in which we want their involvement, whether it's also by, being led into economic choices that perhaps they don't share. One of the reasons for which we believe it is important to democratize the debate on security is that there is a disconnect, a significant disconnect between, we could call them, let's say, elite perceptions, whether it's European, EU elites in Brussels, national leaders who may or may not be keen to increase defense spending, and who, in a sense, perhaps have been more involved in these discussions. Now, there are, of course, also very wide geographical divides across the EU 27 in both risk assessments and kind of solutions for what is to be done. So not just how much we should be spending, but how we should face the various threats. And here, I think we're not only looking at the Russian threat, both kinetic as well as hybrid, but a series of other threats that are facing Europe and European citizens. I think the first thing, that we should look at is not only restrain this discussion to military spending and augmented military capacities. Those are, of course, necessary, but they're not sufficient. And back again to this notion of democratizing security, because the only way that European societies will be, I won't say prepared, but better prepared in the event of also a kinetic war, is by extending not just the discussion, but the capacity to respond. So whether it is through strategies of preparedness, which many countries are putting into place, but also a mindset shift. One of the things that I think really struck me about the discussion over this past day is the need, to move beyond a sense of helplessness that I think many European citizens have, that there's really nothing we can do beyond, again, suddenly boosting defense spending and boosting our armed forces. There are many things that all of us can do. And I think extending this discussion to citizens, so asking them what they think they can do, but also offering them suggestions of how they can be involved in making Europe a safer space, but safer also to defend what we have, to defend the values that we hold dear, but also what makes Europe Europe, which is also a sense of economic security, which is very, very important.